Hello and welcome in to another episode of Rolling with My Special Friends. Today we got a great guy coming to us, Mr. Cody Ingram. He is the COO of UCP. Now this place is really unique in the things they do and how they affect the community and who all they get involved and just how they do it. So I knew I had to bring him on with all these different people, him and his staff, the people's lives that they're changing and the way that they're doing it. And I wanted to bring it on for all you guys out there listening, to be able to look into them and find out if there's a way they can help you or vice versa, that you could help them. So we always love to bring people on that are out there helping the community. So Mr. Cody, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited, a big fan of what you do, and we're just excited to be able to share our program with you today.
Well, we thank you for the opportunity to hear about, what you guys got going on. Tell everybody just right off of the top, UCP. I know I threw those letters out there. What does all that stand for?
So UCP stands for United Cerebral Palsy. We are UCP of West Alabama. UCP, we serve individuals from childhood to adulthood with all types of different disabilities. And so United Cerebral Palsy is a national organization that we are a part of, but we serve them without cerebral palsy. So we have a variety of different activities and programs and all kinds of things that we do here.
Okay. Now, when you get into that and you say that you have a variety of different programs, let's kind of touch off into that area a little bit and tell people what areas are we talking about? What kind of programs are available?
So we can start at the younger level. We have a transition program that we're a part of, and this is where we go into high schools all over West Alabama, and we serve also areas as far south as Covington County, Alabama, Connecticut County, Alabama. But these services are geared towards high school students that have some type of disability. But we go in and we teach work readiness classes. We also do unpaid work experience with those students. And the work readiness classes is where we can go into a classroom for 6 to 9 days, and we teach skills that's going to help them be successful in the work field. And we help kind of identify kind of goals. And this service kind of helps the teachers even more plan that transition pathway for high school students. A lot of times they're 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, kids who are getting ready to transition out of high school and go into adulthood, into the real world. And so we're trying to help make sure that they're prepared, that they're ready to face whatever comes their way. And hopefully when they graduate, they'll be ready to be employed somewhere. That's the goal. And then we also do unpaid work experience where we take those same students for 15 to 20 days and we find businesses within their community that are integrated and provide them 15 days of on-the-job experience. So we may go into an Old Navy or into a variety of different fields. And 15 bonds for 3 days, though we give those kids the job coaching and the support that they need. Again, teaching skill sets that are more hands-on and gives them the opportunity to kind of learn how to deal with the things that may come up in a real work day. So that's our high school, kind of the high school side of it. Then we kind of transition those same, the program is really all about transition. We transition from every walk of life, really. So let's say we have the student, now they graduate, what's next for them, or maybe they're in their last year of high school services within high schools. We do a JET program as well. This is through the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. These services are provided through, and that JET program is 6 weeks during the summertime. We take those students who are seniors getting ready to transition out of high school, and we do 6 weeks of paid work experience with them in a business. And so now they went from doing classroom, some unpaid work, to now we find them for 6 weeks a paid opportunity. And within that opportunity, the goal then again is to transition as soon as that summer is over, hopefully have a job lined up. We'll go back through the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. They'll become a milestone client, which is another program that we have. And these are adults who are now looking for competitive employment. And so then we have a team of people who help put together person-centered planning. We determine what does that individual want, what are their wants, what are their needs, but also what are their goals. So everybody has different goals, everybody has different dreams. So we really individualize it so that this client, we know what the dream is, we know what the goal is, and our job is to try to help guide and direct them into that goal and dream of a job. And that is, we support individuals in the milestone program for the life of the job. We're always there for them. We make monthly contacts. We keep in touch with the client to make sure that they're doing well, but also the employer, things are going well on the employer side as well. So a lot of what we do in that side of it is relationships, and you got to have a good name. You got to really every day just wake up ready to go to work and make a difference. And I know I'm giving you a lot, so you can stop me at any time if you have questions. But are there any questions kind of on what I just discussed there?
Yeah, really what I wanted to unpack a little bit, I heard there a few things that I know viewers out there would be listening, is if I've got a child, that's in that junior high school program coming through like you're talking about, and I know there's families out there listening that want their child to be able to transition into giving them something to do, a reason to wake up every day, a reason to get out there and go explore life and have fun. What on one of the things I'd like to unpack is how does if I'm a guy that owns a company, how do I get involved? Do I reach to you guys and say, hey, send me some people?
That's the toughest thing about this is the exposure. And this is something I talk to a lot of business owners. I have a lot of corporate business, but also local family-owned businesses that we work with. We've met with the Mercedes here in Tuscaloosa, West Alabama. We've met with big corporations like Mercedes, and we met with local, just family-owned businesses. And it's a tough thing because getting awareness out there is one of the biggest hurdles that we really have when it comes to educating people on what adults can do that may have a disability. Disability is a really broad word, in my opinion. We focus on ability because everybody has some type of ability, and we have to focus on what is that ability and how can we help share light to that ability. And so we have a slogan at UCP called "See the able, not the label." And again, we don't want to ever focus on the label. We want to focus on what is that ability, what kind of ability does that individual have. And so if you're a parent, the best thing to do is reach out to those agencies like Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services and ask the questions. Hey, what are out there? What can I do? Reaching out to your local state agencies is the best thing to really start with, because they're going to tell you what all services are out there. Okay. That to me is probably the best place to start. And then also reaching out to your local agencies like UCP of West Alabama, or there's a variety of places. You just got to make the phone calls and really find out what is out there. But our goal is to continue to grow and provide more education to families throughout West Alabama, but also all of Alabama.
Now, can you, while we're on the topic, can you give everybody your guys' website if they want to go in there and check out what you're doing?
Yes, sir. So our website is ucpwa.org. That is our website. And then you also can follow us on Facebook at United Cerebral Palsy of West Alabama.
All right. So, to unpack that piece a little further on this high school and that transition from trying to get somebody into the working world, are there programs available, or like you said, you may have to reach out to a state entity versus you? Is there a scholarship out there for, say, I hate to use that word, but kind of a, for families that are lower income, how do they get off the ground?
We don't right now have a scholarship available. I know that there's other agencies in Alabama, like in Birmingham, there's a great agency called United Ability. They do, I believe, some type of scholarships for different things for children, for daycare. They're just really, it's going to come down to making those phone calls and seeing what's out there. Right. Every agency is different. Every agency offers something a little different. But for us right now, no, we don't offer the scholarship, but it is something that we've discussed, and we'd love to get into doing things like that. But we just haven't gotten there yet.
Now, if I understand everything correctly, on your end of the bargain, once they get involved with you, everything on you guys' end is free, right?
So, in a sense, yes. I mean, the individuals who go through that ADRS or that transition services that we just talked about, they qualify. The Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services will do their paperwork, their due diligence, and all of that, and then they qualify for the services. Then those services are provided through that state agency, and so on that side, yeah.
Okay, so tell me some other programs. I know you and I have discussed before, you guys are into the outdoor thing. Tell me about your outdoor programs.
We are. The last year, we just saw especially coming through COVID, we saw the benefit of being outdoors, getting outdoors and doing more things. And so we started this Big Dream Outdoors program. It was geared to getting our guys into activities that were recreational. We partnered with Boy Scouts here in Tuscaloosa at Camp Horn. And so every Tuesday, Thursday, we go out to Camp Horn, we go hiking, we do all types of fishing and just great activities. And we're providing this activity to someone who rarely would get the opportunity to do it. And to see the growth and the change, that's what's so significant. That's what's so powerful, to see someone who we started on a hike, well, they couldn't hike more than maybe less than a quarter of a mile, maybe less than that. And now they're hiking a mile. Now we're seeing those things that no one thought that they could do be achieved. And they go kayaking. We take them out to Lake Lorraine, and we've been kayaking, and we just do a variety of things. And so that kind of transpired into the hunting, fishing side of it, where we take guys and girls and we do things like that. We're coming down to your place, I know, in December, and so we're really just appreciative of you opening up that opportunity for us as well. And so that is something, again, bringing awareness to West Alabama. We had our Big Dream kickoff dinner on back in October, 1st of October, I think it was the 8th. We had 180 people show up and support us that night. And it was a great event. I mean, it was absolutely incredible to see the people show up and support what we're doing. So that was great to see. But yeah, and then we also have another program through the Alabama Department of Mental Health. And this is a program that, again, you go through the channels of the state. These are Medicaid waiver providers. So Alabama Department of Mental Health is a Medicaid waiver provider. And once all the paperwork's been done, we get a referral basically saying, hey, this individual is qualified for these services. And then we kind of just pick it up there, and we provide rehabilitation services throughout the day.
Well, and that's, I mean, what I find really special, and, that's obviously what our program is about here, is our podcast is about, detailing on special companies and special people that are out there, doing special things. And that's one of the things you just said is one of the most amazing things to me, that people don't really get to see the details every day. You took a kid from wanting to walk or could walk a quarter of a mile, and you get them to a mile. In most people's eyes, that's not a big deal, but in a lot of those kids, that's life-changing.
It's the biggest thing. I mean, they see accomplishment. It's really difficult. I mean, I know, to sit here and we try to explain everything, because UCP, I mean, we have so much that we do, and we are continuing to grow. Within that, and I'll just share, it's kind of what I call our success story. When I got to UCP in November of 2020, with the individuals with disabilities inside of it with DMH, most of our adults are anywhere from 21 and above. We have a lot of 35, 40, even 50-year-olds that had never been employed, and they had the desire, they wanted to be employed. And so when I got here, that was the first thing that I focused on, is how do I help make sure that those things that you want, everybody wants to feel, they want to feel needed. Work is not about just a paycheck, but it's about the fulfillment of knowing that you did something that day. And they wanted to feel that. And so we went out and we began making phone calls, building relationships. And we started with one individual. We got hired here in Tuscaloosa at a local coffee shop called Heritage House. And that one individual turned into, this place had 3 locations. And so it turned into more opportunities for other people. because they saw how incredible this one person was and what a great job they did. And so that opened doors to people, other people. And then we're able to share that success story to other companies all through West Alabama. And so now we went from no individuals working in our agency to right now we have, I think, 22-ish, around 22 people that had never been employed.
Wow. That's pretty special.
It is. It's very special. And that's the part of it, to see someone who never was given the opportunity to now have that opportunity every day. And we have guys now that have been employed for going on 2 years, which are great milestones. I mean, for people with disabilities to have that kind of longevity in a company, that says something about the individual, but it also says something about our staff and the quality of staff that we hire here at UCP, because we provide job coaching for those individuals as well. And so the job coaches we hire help them be successful and train them.
Well, and that's, again, along those lines of being pretty special, that's pretty unique that you guys are getting those people out there and you're changing their life. I mean, for them to spend 2 years with one company, not only, in my book, because I've been around a lot and seen a lot of things, not only have you changed that young man or young woman's life out there working, but truly what those people are experiencing is you're changing that company, because a lot of people are getting to be around that person with a special need. And you're noticing, or they're noticing, the one thing that you said, there's something that person does really well that nobody else in that company can do. And it's great to have that person there, because that person, in turn, not only have you set up something to change lives, but that person is changing lives while they're there.
And I'm telling you, you said it right there. There's people that are working, and if you're a business owner, this is huge for your business, because these guys come to work every day happy. And sometimes we don't come to work happy, and we take it for granted. We're not thankful enough for what we have, the blessings we have. And so when you see someone walk in who may have less, you would consider less ability, you go, well, they probably can't do everything that I can do, but they're just as happy or happier. They work as hard or harder. That's extremely special, but it's also motivating within a company. Because when you have staff meetings, it's very easy then to go, we need to get ourselves in check. We need to do a better job as a company, or we need to have a better attitude when we come here. So not only do they provide that part of it, they do a great job. A lot of our guys are very detail oriented. They're very cautious and conscious about what they do in their work. They're not scared to ask questions. They're not scared to do things that an employer asks them to do. And so it's just an overall really good model. And we've had a lot of success with it in a short period of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing and hearing. A lot of great things coming out from UCP is the footprint that you guys are putting out there, not only with your staff, but these adults and kids out there working and doing things. That, like I said, that footprint is amazing. It's starting to step everywhere for people to see it. Now, to peel us back just a little bit, I want to be able to, you tell us, in a world of COVID, when so many things got shut down and so many businesses came to a halt, and just the world kind of stopped, it seemed to me, to checking up on you guys and reading, you guys grew through it and actually got bigger and better. How did you overcome COVID?
Well, it's a big question. I mean, I think first of all, we as a team, our executive director, Leanna Feely, who's just one of the best leaders I've ever had the opportunity to work under. I think it started with her and her thought pattern, that we were going to continue to serve people with disabilities. We hired the right people. When we came in and COVID during 2020, in the middle of COVID, we had to start in some areas. We started over, and it was difficult. There were challenges, but I think doing the right thing for the right reasons is how we overcame. We didn't do things to sell, to just make money for the company. We did things that were right for the individuals. We took precautions that we had to take. We did everything that we could to keep the individuals safe and healthy, but also at the same time, we realized they needed opportunities and we couldn't just stop. So I think if I could, sum it up, I think it was just, again, doing the right things for the right reasons and keeping those individuals as the focal point. And again, I think staying positive, there was so much negative. We really focused on the positive. We didn't have back in 2 years ago, we weren't really serving that many people. We grew by leaps and bounds during COVID. But I think it was because kind of what you said earlier, we had set a footprint, we set a model early, and we got the guys out. We were doing things that were meaningful to them. And so families just heard, people heard, and they wanted to be a part of it. They wanted to come, and they knew that our main priority was making sure that those individuals were safe, they're cared for, but we also knew that we had to provide opportunities and continue moving forward rather than just standing still.
Now, to jump onto that idea right there, moving forward, what does UCP look like in the future? Say, give us some programs maybe you guys are looking into, some new avenues to open up doors that have never been opened up before.
Well, we actually just started residential. We just got it kicked off this past month. Residential services is our newest program. We now provide residential care for individuals. So that's 24-hour care around the clock. We have group homes that we manage. And so that's kind of now the big thing is, where do people live? What is out there? Staffing is one of the most difficult things that agencies are going through right now. And so for us, it's how do we continue to grow? How do we continue to provide a great employment atmosphere? And then also making sure that our employees are paid well, they're compensated well. It's an environment that people want to be a part of. People don't want to go to work somewhere where people are negative, where they don't feel valued. And so that's our priority, is doing things that help build up the employees rather than just trying to just keep it the same. I tell people all the time, I don't live in a box. We think outside the box every day, because if you live in a box, there's no room for growth. So we sit down as an administrative team regularly, weekly for the most part, and we kind of self-evaluate ourselves. What can we do better? How do we help? You understand that our employees, they're boots on the ground. They're the ones that make this possible. So without them, we can't be who we are. And so to have that kind of standard, it takes a lot of work from us at the top, always evaluating ourselves to make sure that we're doing what's best for the agency, but making sure that we have good staff.
Right. Well, and that's where it all starts, is that, like you said earlier, is the leadership. When you got great leadership coming from the top, it trickles its way down and you can see it. And then as well as these people that you're putting out into the community and letting them do their work, their leadership that they got from you guys is reflecting out there as well, because you've set them out on the right path to get them going. One of the things we like to do in our podcast is we have our what we call signature series question that we love to ask everybody. If things were to change tomorrow and life was over for Cody, what would you hope people read if I wrote a book about you and people read it, what would you hope people read, that came from your life and your time helping others?
From a personal perspective, number one, I hope people recognize that I put God first in everything that we do. That would be the number one thing, is that's our priority. That's what I focus on. It's not about the self. It's not about, the self gratification or the money. It's about knowing that, we made a difference. And I think that's the big thing.
To twofold to ask that question, I want to ask it the same way about UCP. If we were to write a book, 10 years from now, and people were to be able to see all the things you guys have built until now and what you're going to build in the next 10 years, what would you hope, the outcome of that book would be?
I would hope that people would say that was an agency that cared about people with disabilities, that every day they woke up and they did their due diligence to be an advocate, to care for, to love and support people who have different abilities. Again, that's our focus every day, is how do we support people and how will we give them longevity? And so I think at the end of the day, if somebody could say something about UCP, it was that they loved people with all types of abilities and they were an advocate for them. And no matter how difficult or how tough it was, they always worked to make sure that those individuals had opportunities.
Wow. I don't think you can say it any better than that. To give an opportunity to somebody is the greatest thing in my book. You know, everybody wants a chance. Sometimes you get that chance and it doesn't work out, but at least you got a chance. And that's all you can ask of people. So tell us again, while we still got you here, give everybody the information of how to get a hold of you. What's your website?
So our website is UCP of West, or UCPWA for Alabama, UCPWA.org. Our Facebook page is United Cerebral Palsy of West Alabama. And I don't mind sharing I'm going to actually real quickly pull up our office number for you in case someone can't reach me personally. But I'm going to share my personal number along with our office number. So our office number is area code 205-345-3031. And they can ask for Leanna Feely or Cody Ingram. Leanna Feely is our executive director. And then my personal cell phone is area code 334-488-1528.
Awesome. Well, I thank you very much for the opportunity of getting you guys on and hearing, you know, part of the story. I want to, as I do with a lot of guests, be able to bring you guys back in a year or two and see how things are progressing and giving us a little more information of how we're moving. But I got to tell you, I'm a fan. I've been hearing about great things coming out of there, and everybody that talks about you guys, it's always a positive, you know, onward and upward kind of thing, to where you're just putting more and more people out there every day. So I want to be the first one to say thank you for doing what you do.
Well, I appreciate you, and it's an honor to hear those kind of words, and we appreciate what you do. We're so thankful that we have the relationship that we have, and I hope that it'll grow and continue to kind of blossom into something even more positive for our community and also for our state. And again, I just want to thank you for the opportunity that you're providing to us to come down and to visit and take some of these kids out and do some really awesome things. So you're much appreciated.
Well, thank you. Everybody out there listening, go and like and subscribe our pages on YouTube and Facebook and other things. And also check out UCP and let those guys know that you heard them, and go get involved. I'm sure, Cody, there's also an avenue for people that want to volunteer, correct?
They are, yes, sir. You can call either one of those numbers and reach out to us, or you can reach out to us through Facebook. You can message us any which way would be best. But yeah, we always look for volunteers. We'd love to find more people. Again, we ask that, you know, the best way to advocate is to share. And if you can, follow us on our Facebook page, share and like the things that we do and we post. We try to put a little time and effort into our post and put some thought into that, so that people will share what we're doing and get it out to everyone. I mean, that's the goal, is to be a good advocate. We have to bring awareness to our cause.
All right. Well, you guys heard it out there straight from Cody. Go out there and check out their page and be able to share what they're doing and help them get the word out there even more. You may not be able to go directly to them and volunteer if you've got other things going on, but you could always share their page and show other people that you're friends with how to get involved with them and how to help them get somebody out there in the workplace and get them going and get them changing lives. Thank you guys for listening on the show today, and we'll catch you on the next episode.